become what I became again? Will I become what I became when we were only friends? If not, I think I might just write again. 'Cause I remember when you said it's the smartest way if all we stay as friends. Stay as friends. Just a trend. Will I become the nothingness that you will call your friend? If not, I think I'll play this game again. 'Cause I remember when you said it's the smartest way if all we stay as friends. 'Cause I remember when you said we stay as friends. Stay as friends. wasting time that you don't own. You leave me waiting all alone. Breaking words you said in fear, promises that felt like tears. And when I'm waiting all alone, I need you to take me home. Promises like broken bones, I've been holding on to you. And when I'm waiting all alone, I need you to take me home. Promises like broken bones, I've been holding on to you. Fighting battles we can't win. Can't you see the mess we're in? Choking up on every sin. Your promises don't mean a thing. And when I'm waiting all alone, I need you to take me home. Promises like broken bones, I've been holding on to you. And when I'm waiting all alone, I need you to take me home. Promises like broken bones, I've been holding on to you.
Alright guys, we are live. Woosah versus Tempo Gaming. Best of 3 in our upper bracket. This is the decider to see who will move on to the winner bracket finals. So some exciting stuff coming in. Again, Woosah versus Tempo Gaming. And this is the map choice of Tempo. As we can see, the CT side start for Woosah. So the map pool that we have for today, it is going to be Cache Mirage. And then, sorry, my mistake. Cache, Dust 2, and then Train. But I am Sprawl by my side, one and only Laser Jesus, and looks like we're going to see an interesting A-take coming out for our first round here.
Yeah, Flynn has a good spot as well as his teammate Check, but look at this wrap on the bomb site by Tempo. The only spot that doesn't get checked is Win, and he's got a lot of work to do. But Tempo, with the first 2 entries, leaving only Win by himself, it's an easy trade frag. Win only able to get 1. And the remaining 2 Woosah members, they do got a kit. And this is a non-save round as it is pistol, so they're going to be going for this. Both entering, they got to deal with quad first, but Uber from the side. SLI has so many angles to work with, and yeah, he's going to go down. Tempo. I don't know exactly what was going on at mid. I was just mesmerized by your voice, Chad, but I didn't take a look at it, but it looked like Tempo just got up there for free, and then the bomb site was easy to take. The 2 opening picks just too powerful.
Yeah, I honestly didn't spot if Woosah was checking mid, or if they did, they fell off of it, and yeah, let them move up a highway and pretty much get up there for free. So you can't really afford to do so, and that pinch actually worked out really, really well for them. So now they move on to their second round here. We got a MAC-10, 7 on the field. Scout on Kusta. He's going to open up onto Huyn. And that'll be the first frag of this anti-eco, the CT side, not opting to go with armor pistol, just some upgraded pistols across the board, as honestly, only 2 frags on that pistol round actually is a bit of a big deal, as just that 1 kill can give you $300. You can grab a P250, but instead, you dig a little bit into that loss bonus and a little bit more broke. So CT's playing 3 on the B-bomb site, and a single player check is lit up to 26 on that A-bomb site. So, and he gets taken down. So this should mean that they're going to move over to that A-bomb site, but the bomb's still in T-spawn.
Yeah, Tempo, they're going to have full control of it. Woosah here, they're just going to be staying put in B until the bomb gets planted, it seems. We do have 1 member of Tempo working up over here towards B, and if Woosah trade this out, I thought he had an AK, but he does have an MP7, so not a bad move at all by him. But yeah, the bomb's going to be planted. I'm wondering if Woosah is just going to save these pistols inside of B, or head over to A and try to get some kills. With Deagle and 5-7, yeah, they're just going to stay put. And I like this decision. You know, there's a couple of SMGs up for Tempo. Don't want to give Tempo any additional money, because the chance of you getting a kill when there's 5 up and they're looking for you, you give them so much time to get into position, it's pretty slim. But Tempo, they want to put some extra dough in their pockets with these SMGs. They might be pushing into B, and by this time they're going to realize that nobody is stacked up anywhere except this B site. They haven't cleared checkers or anything, but they're going to come in, try to get the remainder of these kills. But I'm not sure if we finished talking about the map choice, but the third one is going to be train, so I'm hoping for a map 3.
Yeah, me as well. It would be nice to see train again. We've been given that opportunity a couple times in the past couple days, and it's been interesting to see, comparing it to the old iteration, but it's been fun times. We'll see if we can see it again tonight, but I'm sure if we ask both these teams how they'd like this to finish, they would say in 2-0 fashion, not touching train. So
right, whoever wins first map, they're just going to let the opponent win.
Yeah, they don't really want to play it, I doubt, as again, it was the random one, and I think we were even joking about they're saying that they're like, weren't you guys gonna ban it? No, we thought you were gonna ban it. So it ended up getting pulled though, and they're gonna have to play it if we need that third and final map. But here in round number 3, Tempo once again facing off against an ecoing CT side. They again have nothing more than some pistols on the field, P250s on a couple, default on a couple as well. There's no action as of yet. Still a minute left, and Tempo really likes to, on their anti-ecos, just leave the bomb in T-spawn. They just don't even care about it. They're just looking for all the stacks, looking for some CTs for this frag. And yeah, Sly's going to be the last one alive here as he hangs out inside of the smoke inside a connector. You might be able to find a frag onto Kusta. He's hanging out on this railing right outside of the Z connector. And yeah, he will be able to secure that scout. But a minor victory, especially considering the next round they'll be able to buy up rifles.
Yeah, I don't even know if you want to bring this weapon into the next round. But he might just do it anyways. I'd be looking for kills if I was him. But yeah, look at this. Like you were saying, Tempo without the package, leaving it 20 seconds. And they've had both bomb sites for quite some time. Salai is going to go down, and now here comes the first gun round. Kusta. He's an opera for Tempo. Let's see what he could do with that gun. Looks like a scout accidentally bumped on the side of Tempo. And for Woosah, we do have an op up on the field. Not a lot of smokes with, or not a lot of nades with him, however. Just has one single smoke, but see where these operas, if they're going to meet up, might be a little mid-duel here. Kusta is going to get smoked out. Yeah, so no mid-action early on, and no boost from Tempo Gaming. I'm surprised they didn't do that early. Over on the CT side setup, they get the boost onto the gargoyle spot. It's known as the shroud spot. I'm going with gargoyle. Sorry, you guys are going to have to bear with it. But he is boosted up there, and Uber knows there is a new spam spot for this as well. You could spam that from A main if you want to. I'm not sure if they know it or not. But it is a treacherous position to get to, even crossing A main. They're going to be Molotoving off near the quad, trying to flush him out of that position. And Tempo Gaming looking the same as they did on their eco or anti-eco rounds, just being very passive. They don't have the bomb as far back, yet it's taken them 3 times. And then eventually, Tempo's going to have to open up on one of these sites. It doesn't look like Woosah's giving them anything to work with. Kusa is slowly creeping out middle here. Tempo might be waiting for him to make a call, and now he knows that, or Kusa knows one of them made it into connector. The fact that he saw him go into connector makes me really surprised that Tempo is going A here. Okay, they are rotating back to B. This is the correct call, and now Kusta can post up middle, but he lets go of his angle. But here comes Tempo. If Kusa can make it into vents, he's going to flash the Opera there twice. Oh, but Tempo flanks around. They let him all the way up into A main, and now Tempo's hitting B. This is crazy what Woosah allowed them to do.
Yeah, and Dan was actually waiting inside of the vent, so Kusta moved up right outside of it, lost his life, and now is slung from sight. Ends up working a crossfire here with Dan, and they deal with that pretty easily. Tempo kind of leaving their B execute a little, not late, because they had enough time to kind of check the specific locations that they were caught in, as Kusta, for example, got caught right outside of the vents. Dan actually, he opted not even to break the vents. He was just hiding literally right inside of it, just in the corner.
What a classy guy.
Exactly, and as soon as Kusta was, I think he was throwing a Molotov towards a highway, and the call was made that he was pushed up near vents, took that frag, and then again you saw he was able to help out as he dropped out of vents and finish off one of those players executing onto B. So good round for Woosah. Want to come back in that first rifle round. Now they're tasked with another hurdle, though, as they've allowed the T's to get through those 2 anti-ecos with enough money that now they can purchase up once again in this 5th round. So AKs across the board, but obviously the CTs fairly equipped themselves. We can see a boost inside of A main. Interesting one, as Uber is on top of ZNF. And quite honestly, I don't think I've ever actually seen this totem pole before. And they're going to slide off the lockers there. But, ooh, Anomaly going to land onto Huyn. And that's a big pickup here as he does that through the squeaky door, or outside of the squeaky door towards, I think that was just the middle of the site here. So they're going to open up this A bomb site. And it looks like they're going to choose to execute.
Yeah, that's the second time Anomaly's done this. Interesting for Tempo that they're taking their time here. They know 2 of the Woosah members are in sight, so they're taking it really carefully, and they do trade out favorably. Now 2-on-2. They got to get this bomb down safely. Going down now, Dan is in position to contest, but Kusta peeks out A main at the perfect time to assist his teammate, leaving only Sly here. Coming up the connector. He does make this a 1 versus 1. He isolates the guy in A main by smoking him off. Now looking for his teammate inside of quad. He's juking around the boxes. SLI doesn't know. He's running around. Flanks him. Oh, almost gets killed. Drops down to 36 and runs out. Still expects Kusta to be inside of A main. But no. He's already pushed to forklift. Good positioning, and knowing that eventually he was going to have to come out from quad and try to defuse the bomb. And the CT there probably should have been a little bit more heads up. Don't think he realized how much time he spent actually fighting the guy at quad.
Yeah, exactly. It took a little ring around the rosy before it got him down. But 4-1 Tempo, they're able to stop Woosah after they get that 1 round. And of course, we all know that that means Woosah gonna have to eco here. So just some pistols back on the field, and I imagine we'll see the same kind of Tempo play that they're doing in the other eco, or anti-eco rounds rather, where they just leave the bomb back. They're just gonna be searching around the map, just death matching, basically looking for some frags here and there, and then maybe at the very end of things.
One less thing you gotta think about.
Exactly, right? Yeah, objective. As much as it's nice to get the money and such, we just don't want to throw anything away, so they just want to find these frags. And again, if it does come down to it, if there's like 30 seconds left or something, then they'll grab the bomb. So they are going to collect it here and head on over to A as they're Dan. Get a surprise Kusta. Kusta literally jumped up straight up in the air, as he did not expect that at all, but luckily for him, he found the frag. Unluckily for him, Sly's going to follow up and take away his AK. So he's going to run away with this. Cash, though, said, so hard to save on.
I think Kusta is totally okay with dying here, because now he's going to have one of his teammates drop him an op. Guaranteed. And Anomaly, oh, so little places to hide and so little places to check. Anomaly peeks him and takes away the AK. So no save for Woosah. Then, and you can look by their money, they really wanted that gun. Check at 4,300. His teammate Rune at 44. Not an optimal buying position by any means. And Woosah still with an AWP. And did anybody drop Kusa and up? No, I'm surprised. Gonna go with the AKs. It's been working for them. Why not keep it going for Woosah now? Sending 3 players out middle early. Are they gonna boost up? What's the decision? They might just go inside of the vents. And that looks to be the case. So triple mid early. Could be thwarted by any tempo aggression on any of the wings fairly quickly. But oh, the boost up of their own. Not ready. Kusa going straight out. Almost spams down Dan in the vents. Nearly got 2. Got almost 2's worth of damage. So now tempo, how do they want to adjust? They know one's in the vents, likely fell off. Woosah's going to either have to play, 2-1-1 or just stack one of the sites and leave middle open. So what's the setup here for Woosah? It looks like they want to go 2-2. Tempo thinking about going out middle. It would be nice to get vents control. They might still think that Dan is inside of the vents. So yeah, they're going to flash themselves out mid, and then we're going to see a B split.
Here they go as the bomb actually grouping up back at B halls, but the number 7 Quicksilver will be falling out of the vents into checker. On the CT side, they've got Dan posted up inside of heaven. Sly's gonna burn to death in the back of sight as he tries to post up and get some defense in. But it will be 3 terrorists taking control of the bomb site. We've got Quinn coming out of the vents here. He's gonna try and find Uber, but Uber finding the wall bang through the vents. Finds the head of him, and now it's going to be check left in a 1v3. He does not have a kit in hand, and taking a peek at any of the equipment that his fallen comrades dropped, I do not believe that any of them did. He's going to be able to get 1 onto Anomaly, so making it a little bit more expensive. Make it a second onto ZNF. So Uber left alive. He's going to win the round, but he does at least take away some weapons in that they'll have to rebuy, and he's able to save his zone. So check making the best out of a crummy situation there. But 5 rounds for tempo.
It's just gonna increase their comeback factor, really. Any of those frags that could put a dent in the economy of tempo, force them to rebuy, keep them within arm's length of saving, or forcing them to save. And whenever Woosah does decide to win a round, they got to string them together, and then they can start mounting a comeback. But if tempo's economy is ridiculous, then it's much harder to do so. So any little damage helps, but now check. A lone man with a rifle. Teammates cannot afford a thing. They are pushing into A main here. Nobody from tempo is there just yet because everybody's boosting. But Uber, as well as Kusta, finally has his beloved op. And already 2 for tempo early. Rifle down as well. And not able to recycle it is Win over here at A either. So kind of a broken eco round with the gun. They tried something. They went with the early round aggression into main. Didn't pan out for them. Didn't do anything about the boost. Boost able to get an easy kill. But for Woosah, when they did get their gun round going, they tried some mid aggression. They did trade out, but I'm just trying to think what the main problem is here for Woosah. Just not letting those early frags go the way of tempo, but Woosah maybe try entirely passive here. Just don't let tempo get any peeks and let them execute. I don't know, because Kusta's always going to be lurking middle with the AWP, looking for any hole in the defense. So I'm not sure what the correct decision is here for Woosah, but they got to just win those duels.
Yeah, they got to find some success as they're down a number of rounds to a lesser favored side. But it's not unlikely to see a comeback as, honestly, it's been a bit of a trend. We've been casting games together, and a lot of times we see one team just get this insane scoreline early, and then somehow the other side is able to bring it back with a little bit of luck, but a little bit of analytics as well. They're able to finally figure out what's going to work for them. But I do want to let you guys know that it sounds like the first half of Total War versus Noble Honor just finished. It was 12-3 for Noble Honor on the T side of Inferno. So gotta imagine that's probably going to be over pretty soon with Noble Honor in the lead, but definitely, if you guys want to continue to check that out as well, zubu.tv/GoRGNTV2. But we're going to have a pressure here as both the site player and one from Highway go down for the CT side. And now Tempo's allowed to just waltz into the bomb site. They're not actually going to defend it at all here on that CT side. They realize that monetarily, even though they've got 4 rounds worth of lost bonus. They got to bring these weapons into the next round.
And Woosah at A here, they're just straight losing. I mean, the smoke dissipated at main. One of them went down, leaving only a remaining member inside of a site. And Anomaly seems to be so confident coming out of Squeaky Door. He seems to always winning these duels, and the CTs do have the jump on the terrorists coming out of Squeaky. It's not that bad of an angle for either side. So Anomaly shouldn't be winning every time. And how his teammate went down in sight, or the CT's teammate went down in sight, I don't know. But if Tempo's allowed to just take those fights and win them, if Woosah's giving it to him, they're not, throwing an anticipatory flash for one another to peek into a main, or just not peeking at all and continuously smoking it, Tempo should not be getting these kills without any sort of rebuttal from the Woosah side. So if I'm Tempo here, keep going A, because you're getting all the kills early. And we see another boost here from the Tempo side. Ruin, this time not peeking middle at all for the CTs. Oh man, he goes down early. So already control across the map. Besides B, Tempo Gaming have control of pretty much everything here. A main uncontested, they trade out at middle. So now Woosah, left spread out. 2 at A, 1 inside of B. And Tempo Gaming can really hit either bomb site here and be in a favorable position.
Yeah, and Anomaly's probably just going to be a thorn in the CT's side, as he's still hanging out inside of Squeaky here. So at any time he can kind of come out, actually holding an angle. Oh man, the angle that he was holding was so potent. I was watching it earlier, and I didn't expect Czech to actually run right into it there, as he directly ran into the crosshair. So, and yeah, Anomaly not missing those right now. He's on point working from that Squeaky Door. And yeah, when you got to worry about that kind of presence every single round, you see they try and counter it there by Ruin peeking in with the AWP, and I believe he had the AW. No, I think they dropped that off maybe to another player, or Huynh just covered it after he went down. One of the two, but nonetheless, he tried to rush into Squeaky Door early to do something about it, and clearly didn't work out once again. So some individual aggression. CT side aggression, that's the thing. If it works, you look like a genius. If you get dropped, especially at this round count when they've already had such issues over in that direction, it's just, it's super unfortunate. We're seeing the CTs just get hunted right now. I don't know if Huyhn's going to be able to survive here. It looks like he'll be able to take down Anomaly. ZNF still looking for him, though, as Huynh does not want to peek this. ZNF, though.
Oh, man, gets rushed down.
Poor
so,
Anomaly.
I want to comment more on what you're saying over at the Squeaky position. On the terrorist side of things, you see that a lot on the top tier as well. Players that are always playing in that Squeaky position. They're ever present, always there. And what that does to the CTs at A, they're always worried about that. And the fact that Anomaly has rushed out of it numerous times and said, hey, I'm willing to just bust out here, see what you got. It makes it really difficult to deal with him in the A site, because you never want to rotate. First of all, he's always could be lurking there. And the last round we see he gets peeked from his little angle, and that's the one time the CT didn't think that he'd be peeking there, and now even more worried about this position. And once again, we see Anomaly heading there. But yeah, it just really frustrates the CTs if you have a solid player that could play this so consistently. See him doing it again this round. I'm wondering if he's going to be playing it on the other side as well. That'd be interesting to see. You have a couple players on the top level that do that. Let's see this setup here for Tempo, taking it real slow, controlling it as their name suggests. But the mid aggression from Woosah, it looks like they're thinking about pressuring in, now having second thoughts. And over here at 8, once again, Anomaly taking this fight, gets out of Squeaky. He's allowed out of Squeaky. The CT is so worried about this. Just one player burning all the CT's nades. Now, Huynh comes in to try to rotate. Anomaly's posted up on this position because he knows that CT is worried about him. He knows that smoke is going to protect him, and he's not going to peek it. This mind game Anomaly is playing solo is amazing.
Honestly, it is incredible level that he's playing on that A bomb site, and Tempo is finding a lot of success behind it. But this round, though, although we got that opening pick, that looks to be the only success that they'll have in this round. It's going to be a 4-man left alive on the Woosah side. So finally, they're able to get their second round of the CT half. And the downside is that they're facing off against a T side that has not an endless bank, but it's pretty darn near. They've got a lot of money on that T side. if they continuously get bomb plants and such, that's obviously optimal for them. Even if they're losing rounds, they're gonna be a good spot here, as they still have post-buy 5,500, 3,400, 7K. So not too shabby at all. But on the CT side, they will be able to get an AWP on Ruin. Once again, he's actually going to be playing from quad box this round. We've got Check up on the balcony in A. And less mid-aggression here on this CT round, as they had 3 in that last round, but now just having Dan on top of the mid-roof. Not really worried about that boost. Once again, Anomaly. He's going to be in checkered, but actually, sorry, not checkered. Squeaky Door, he opens it up, but Check finally wins that duel. And that's a big win for them, because they've been getting eaten up by that single player. Kusta's actually going to take his position, and this might actually throw them off, considering they've been used to just having that one sole player there.
Yeah, finally, the attention whore down at the Squeaky. Because he's just been leeching everybody, like, from the A site continuously. And finally goes down, and now Woosah in a good position. Now Tempo heading over towards B. Woosah not really ready for this fall back. Quick pivot by Tempo. Now they're getting into the bomb site just as the player in heaven arrives. That's Dan. Live from inside the site as well. Yeah, Woosah's going to win this round. Cleaning up easily. And is Anomaly going to stop going to Squeaky? I don't think he's going to be deterred by that one play there. And yeah, did you understand the reference by calling him an attention whore, or did that make no sense?
Other than I just thought it was that he's always there and pulling attention to him. I think
Yes, that's what I meant.
Okay, good. Yeah,
I don't want it to be taken the wrong way, and if you took it the wrong way, a lot of people probably did.
No, not at all. No, that's exactly what he's there for. He's meant to try and throw them off, and we saw when he was able to get that frag on Hwin, for example, he smoked out and just created this confusion that allowed him to get this kind of stray, awkward angle onto Hwin and such. So no, definitely, I completely agree that that's the role he's playing. And this time, he's actually going to be heading into that spot, but he's got the bomb in his back, so a bit of a different situation. As if he shows himself, they're going to be able to rotate over here, and that looks to be the case. I think one of them spotted him from forklift possibly, and it's going to be Kusta that falls first. Uber, though, an Anomaly, they do follow up, and it's going to be a 2v1 as Anomaly's teammate does get dropped. So it's going to be Sly and Hwin, but only one of them here to defend. Eventually, Sly now shows up at truck, but he might actually get caught. Oh, okay. It is going to be Anomaly pushing up just a little bit, and he was in a situation he wanted to force a 1v1, and he almost found it at truck, but unluckily for him, there was a CT cross-firing at forklift. So another round comes in for Woosah, and that's critical that they're able to get these rounds in a row, as now finally the Tempo lineup. Not enough to get a buy-in.
Yeah, what's that, their first save? Oh, that feels good as a T. Never saving one time till the very end of the half. Not bad at all. And it's like they're going to be hitting the A-bomb site pretty quickly. And now they see the smoke, and they're going to stop. For Woosah here, I'm not sure if Tempo is going to run through this. Woosah was playing a member over towards middle more than inside of the A site. Now falling back, so Check and Win. Now ready for this Tempo Gaming push in. Smoke's going to dissipate, re-smoke, so now Tempo has to wait even longer. Nobody from the CT side of Woosah is peeking at all or pushing, so no information to let them know Tempo Gaming's heading over towards the A site. Now shots fired, ready to go. Here comes Tempo on their ego. Once again, Check and Win in position to do it. Check starts us off onto Anomaly, but quickly traded by Kusta. They don't have the smoke up, so Ruin is going to take out anybody trying to cross into the site. Finally smoke it up, but not before the damage has already been done by Ruin. But 2 for 3, this is not bad for Tempo. They're going to get what they want, get the bomb down, and that is a good nade to finish off Quicksilver. Oh, it doesn't even get naded, but Net has found an AK, but can't find the first kill. Dan ends the round. Woosah taking 5, and now it is doable. I mean, if they win this next round, even 10-5 doesn't sound nearly as bad as what was it, 9-1? Yeah, so Woosah come back, a bit too late.
And it does look like our best-of-1 match has finished off. It was 16-5 for Noble Honor, so they're going to take Inferno, move on in the lower bracket. Good for them, as they had like I was saying, when I was introducing them. They honestly had a hell of a series versus Lunatic. That was a lot of fun to watch. I've never laughed so hard in my life, and not because it was
Oh my gosh,
because of
that
lack
was...
of skill, but it was just some crazy
Yeah,
awkward
it's
play
like
that
a
occurred.
series of unfortunate events for both
Yeah.
teams. Nothing just seemed to happen right.
Exactly, and in this round, though, we see Anomaly once again opening the A-bomb site. Single-handedly just opens up Squeaky, finds Check on the balcony, frags him, takes very minimal damage in his zone, and now he can fall off, and actually, no, he's going to get aggressive here once again. Quinn, though, still waiting. He's going to take him down, that AWP at quad box, but now a bit of confusion as they just saw Anomaly coming to Squeaky. They're not sure which bomb site it is, and the bomb's still back down in B halls. And they've got Quicksilver providing a lot of noise in A main, jumping around and such. So they do smoke it off once again. And he's going to fall back and rendezvous with his teammates. So I imagine we're going to see an A side execute, but looks like they're pretty prepped on this CT side. Sly and Dan already holding pretty decent positions in the site.
Tempo always want to leave the bomb way back, never making it easier to retrieve. And this time it's actually a problem because they're not together when they're taking in. They do suffer the Molotov. The player's going to singe up a little bit, running through it. But the bomb is in the back with the AWP, so the bomb not leading the charge. Already blind, more time expiring. And now Uber gets the kill, but sacrifices his teammate. And he had to spend more time going for the bomb. He's going to lurk the smoke. This is so aggressive. He's leaving himself little time to plant the bomb. And now there's no time to fake it. They know he has to stick it and right through the box. Quinn ends the half for Woosah. Woosah winning the remaining 5 after the 10th round. So not bad at all for them. Tempo, though, starting off real strong, putting up big numbers before Woosah. They really, find themselves on their CT side. So it's really Woosah in danger here if they lose pistol. If they don't, then it's going to be pretty even, depending on how well they're prepared on their T side. But if Tempo win pistol, that's when it gets real dangerous.
Exactly. They start building a pretty good lead there. And guys, I want to let you know we do have some more giveaways going on right now on our channel. A couple follower giveaways have been added to the bunch. So we've got at 1,500 followers, we'll be doing a USPS Orion, a minimal wear one. So quite honestly, it's not out of the realm of possibility that that gets done tonight, as we're at 1,200 followers. So we're 300 followers away. So if you guys are watching through an embedded link, if you're on CSGO Lounge, something like that, you want to follow the channel, just jump on over to azubu.tv/GoRGNTV. And again, just make an account, drop us a follow. That's all you need to do to be eligible. And again, hopefully we can do that one tonight. On top of that, we've got the Man of War AWP that'll be given away at 2,500. And then at 5,000, we've got the Op Asimov. So just throwing a couple smaller goals in there so we can get back to you lovely viewers. But again, we're about to go live into our second half. And like you were saying, Tempo picks up their pistol. Again, this is their map choice. So we expect, you usually expect a team to come out pretty strong in their map choice. And again, 19 rounds. That's pretty darn strong. But I feel like Woosah gave themselves a pretty good chance by winning, obviously, those last 5 rounds in a row. That's a decent amount of momentum now moving into pistol. And you definitely want to have the momentum moving into a crucial round like that.
Yeah, scoreline alone proving how important momentum is in this game. I mean, it truly is a game of momentum. If you get so many rounds in a row, it gets increasingly difficult for your team or the opposition to make any sort of comeback. But Woosah did find themselves in the 11th, got the remainder of the rounds, and now they got a chance here. They need to start off with they need to win pistol to start off, otherwise they're not going to have many rounds to make another comeback. So what's the strategy here? We do have them dropping Check at Tech 9 to go along with his armor. So leading the charge over there. An interesting setup here for Tempo. They got 2 watching middle. So really worried that Woosah's going to come out mid. But instead, everybody primed towards the A bomb site. And just like predicted, Anomaly on the opposite side of that squeaky door. He's going to get flashed out. He's got a lot of frags. He already gets naded down to 13, almost mortally wounded before he even gets a chance to shoot. So now 4 on 4 and the retake's happening, and 3 from the CT, and 1 still at the sandbags middle.
Yeah, it's going to be Quicksilver moving up from a highway. He's got ZNF in front of him, taken into forklift, and finds the frag there. It's a 3v3. Gets dropped by Ruin, though, in quad. And now they're going to try and 2v1 the player at quad. They're able to get it done, but there's 2 players waiting inside of A main, and it's planted for A main. Quicksilver with a hit, though, and he's going to stick it.
He's got a body block.
My God, that was close. So close. A second away from defusing the bomb, but unfortunately, they're finally able to land the fatal blow, and he goes down. So, big pistol round pickup for Woosah there.
He was trying to body block him too. I was calling for it. I was really excited when it came out. And you can see it was successful too because they both died pretty much at the same time. The guy body blocking in front of him going down first, of course. But I love the play, doing everything he can besides hitting the shots, which was the main objective in that situation. But the little secondary move to body block him. I love that kind of stuff in Counter-Strike. But nonetheless, Tempo losing that round. Woosah with the start they wanted. And look at that, going straight to them for the monetary advantage. Trying to hit him straight in the bank. Big Woosah here. Tons of SMGs. Only Czech selfishly getting the P90. But he does have the Asimov, so I suppose it looks pretty. But Tempo, majority of the guys over at A here, and now shifting their defense into a late B stack. I like the mid-round adjustment. I mean, Woosah hasn't hit anything yet. They're trying to take it slowly, so you know, why not shift it up? I'm not sure what intelligence they got. They obviously had something to move their players, but instead, Woosah making the right choice, heading back over to this A-bomb site.
Oh my God.
Stiff opposition, Kusta and Anomaly, both a frag apiece, and that delays Woosah just enough to where Tempo can at least put up some sort of defense before the rest of the rotate comes in.
Yeah, they don't have a kid here on that CT side, so time is ticking. They want to actually win this round, and you can see Quicksilver coming in to check forklift ZNF from truck in to check the bomb site. He spots out Check as he is playing from quad. Quicksilver finds out there's a player and inside of A main, and ZNF left as the last one alive. They're able to keep all 3 players in post-plant position alive, and that's pretty crucial as Sly even picking up a number of frags with that MP7. Obviously, good work from him as he gets $600 a frag, so he's sitting at a pretty 5,500 here. As they will upgrade, which surprises me that he actually upgrade. Oh, he just tossed over an SMG to his teammate, so that's why he's going to opt to grab that AK. But the rest of the team still rocking the SMGs. 1 Tech 9 on Ruin. We'll see how they play this as on that CT side, they're basically working their only option here. If you force up with pistol armor in that second round and you still want to buy up decently in the fourth, you really do need to just save with default pistols, and that's what they're doing now.
Exactly. You need to get as much money into your pockets as possible coming into the first gun round, because that's where momentum's decided, just like pistol round. There's a couple of very important ones. Tempo, not a very fun setup on their eco round. Only 1 player going with upgraded pistol, but Woosah, see nothing but patience from them on their anti-ecos, taking things very slowly, and then just hitting a bomb site after they've tenderized Tempo just a little bit. And now coming into B, they got 1 up for Tempo here up above as Uber, and he's in a good spot. You know, he has a chance to get the kill, but you gotta hit nothing but heads on these eco rounds. Otherwise, you're certainly not gonna get the kill without eating a whole bunch of lead yourself. No, only Anomaly. Surprised he's not, you know, just making a fire in Squeaky Door or something. But yeah, so let's try to pre-analyze the first gun round a bit here, because I see Tempo. Kusta's gonna play an op. Where's he gonna be? Obviously, Anomaly is gonna be either in, outside, or you know, in close proximity to the door. So Kusta's not gonna op. Wow. Oh, it's because, you know what, they didn't have enough money.
I think ZNF still has enough if he wants to go without armor, and I think that's no. Okay, I think they were slightly debating it, but went against it. Sorry to cut you off, but I think that's what the call was there.
You're right. I was hoping Kusta would get the op, but you know, that's what buying on the second round gets you. You're not going to have the weapons you want. But he doesn't need it. He's going to get it off for himself. Did he just whiff that? I was watching.
He whiffed it.
Side.
Completely whiffed it, as he had a freebie in that player at White Box, but he got latered after he missed it. That was
right.
ruthless.
That was now that's Kusta's op, man.
Yeah, well, I don't know if he's going to be able to get it as it was on the boost. And yeah, no, it's going to be Huynh that's able to grab it on it as it's on the T side of the boost. But you can see Kusta moved up because he wants it as he's right underneath the boost now. But yeah, unfortunately for himself, not going to be able to retrieve that. But he is going to be patient here. And who knows, patience might reward him.
Yeah, Kusta's still just lurking below. He wants that op. He's so near it, and he's gonna see it once more. He gets a glimpse of it. Oh, he's bloodthirsty. He wants his op. He's gonna get it by any means necessary. It doesn't matter
whole team.
how many people he has to walk through. He wants that big green piece of machinery, and he's gonna get it if they win the round. They do know where it is. Actually, if SLI dies and Tempo Gaming is in position, they're gonna have a sad Kusta and a dead Kusta. Now Sly in a 1 versus 2. They do have Uber in position to cut him off in checkers. And yeah, Uber in the checkmate position to shut SLI down. And that's it. Tempo. They're not going to get the op. As you see Quicksilver running up to look for it. But no op for Tempo. And man, look at the money. It almost favors Woosah. This should be a force buy here for Woosah if they have any inclination that Tempo Gaming's money is as broke as it is.
Yeah, looks like they're going to at least have armor pistol on Sly as he has plenty of money. But other than that, it's pretty much just a save round coming in. So they're not going to try and force the issue and keep the pressure on as much as the upgraded pistols will do a little bit of pressure. And they've got a couple smokes as well. 2 smokes and a number of flashbangs. So they're going to be smoking over, but Anomaly just opens up onto 2 of them, stopping the execute before it begins. And that's going to be rough here from here on out as now heading into the bomb site. Only 1 player from Squeaky. He gets dropped immediately, and oh my goodness, every T gets dropped. Headshots galore as 5 players stay alive from the Tempo side. Huge for their economy moving forward here. And now the T's will be able to buy up once again. And if they want to continue having a chance here in Woosah, they need to stop Tempo before they get too out of control in that economic sense.
Yeah, no better start than a 5-0 in terms of kills as well as the round. And now, or not the round, that would mean entirely something different, but 5-0 in terms of kills. So economically speaking, Tempo with a fantastic round, building that up a bit, but now Woosah with full buy, almost a full buy on their terrorist side. And what's the game plan? Very spread out. They didn't go for any early control of mid, nor for any early frags in general. And they just have 1 player watching every position. Now Anomaly. Oh, he's getting aggressive on the other side of the door.
That was awesome. ZNF flashed him in, and it was perfect for taking down Sly.
I love those. Like at the A bomb site specifically, we see those anticipatory flashes coming into main or now Squeaky. A main traditionally the route people go with, but of course Anomaly is going to want to flash into Squeaky.
Yeah, and you feel like such a badass when that works out.
Right?
You just kind of flex and move back into your position. But Huynh actually opens up, though, so Anomaly happy after that one, but maybe sad after that frag comes out. ZNF trades back, but it is going to be a B bomb site execute as that was just a bit of an attention grab to try and pull these CTs off, but you can see that Kusta and Uber ain't buying nothing. Kusta with a 2K there, Uber with one of his own. And Tempo brings himself up to 12 rounds, 3 in a row now. And once again, we're going to have to see a save coming out from Woosah. This is a very dangerous territory as Tempo is going to have, for one, the momentum on their side, but included is enough money. If they get through this round fairly decently, they should have enough money to buy a round after, even if they drop one.
Yeah, unfortunately for Woosah, spending a lot of days in the eco land, but now heading over towards B. They didn't really do much here. Already stifled by a Molotov. And now they're going to try to rush in. Already wounded a little bit. Shouldn't warrant too good of results if things go how I expect. And yeah, Woosah just falling like 1 by 1 heading into the B-bomb site. Only Dan up here. Ooh, that was a nice little shot with the Tech 9. A little damage done to Tempo, but the problem being, like you were talking about, Tempo's economy is getting pretty big, and Woosah, they need to start chaining some rounds together now. Otherwise, it's going to be curtains pretty soon.
Yeah, and that last round was the first round that the CT side and Tempo was able to get an AWP out, and they follow it up with a second AWP purchase this round. So now they've got the double dragon on their side, and this is actually the first rifle round. Rune was able to get an AWP in the last rifle rounds that they had on the T side, and both those rounds, Tempo did not have an op to counter. They just had, for example, Kusta going nuts and just taking multiple people down in mid, including that op multiple times. But now they've got 2 ops on the field. I've got a feeling things are going to get a little bit more difficult here for Woosah. As, again, Quicksilver had one in that last round. He was working from B. And a little surprised if they don't shift the weapons around here. It's going to be Z and F possibly. And just Quicksilver and Kusta not even touching it here on the CT side. Maybe he's just more comfortable on that T side opping and opening things up. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that is weird. Of course, Anomaly not going to use an op at Squeaky Door, though it wouldn't surprise me if he just started spamming through it. But I'm not sure what the issue here is with the pause. So while we're waiting, of course, I can direct you guys to our giveaways. Today, all we have is our follower giveaways. We have an 1500. That's going to be an Orion USP, if you like your Bumblebee type colors.
It's honestly my favorite one. It's
all about.
So
You're
awesome.
a fan of Wiz Khalifa or something? There's a plethora of reasons to like that gun.
Exactly. You just go fragging a deathmatch, pistol deathmatch with black and yellow, and that gun. That's all
I've
you
been
need.
listening to a lot of bass boosted stuff recently, and it just makes my morning so much better. Just coffee and some bass boosted songs. Ooh.
Can't go wrong with that, man. Got to get pumped early and often. Got to make sure that happens first thing in the morning. Get you woken up. But yeah, we do have that follower giveaway, USPS Orion. So just jump on over to the channel and just drop us a follow. That's all you need to do to contribute. As we're at 1,200, 1,500 is the mark we're looking for. So we're definitely able to get that done tonight if you guys jump on over and click that follow button. But again, we're just trying to figure out what the heck is going on. As looks like it might have something to do with Kusta. I think lives on a dorm, and he may have some university internet issues, which
he
would
lives
not
on top
be...
of it. That'd be a cool room if you had the roof. Maybe
Oh yeah, the roof. You got the best suite above, just a rooftop that looks over everything in the dorm. That would be pretty fantastic.
Right, unlimited square space.
Exactly. But
let's get this figured out here.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Tempo is very close to taking this. Woosah. This is kind of one of their last opportunities. As you can see, they they lose this round. They've got a full buy-in right now, and if they lose this round, though, it will be 5 rounds worth of lost bonus. So they should be able to at least get a 4-step buy, where depending on how many nades they want, it'll kind of determine what weaponry they go with. But nonetheless, they should be able to get a decent buy-in, and they would like to, obviously, as once Tempo's on 14. You don't really want to let them get into that tie territory.
Oh yeah, it's all buys out from here. If I'm Woosah, full round loss bonus. The ops haven't been doing that big of work, so there's no reason really to save for a few nades. If you need everything, and Woosah, they got a couple of options still here. They've been doing nothing but slow work stuff, and when you're practicing, that's what you're comfortable with. You're always working the setups. You know, taking things slowly, get your set nades, and then work your executes into the bomb sites. But a lot of teams unwilling to just rush themselves into sites, and there's some teams that are, notoriously bad at rushing, and that's why they stick to the slow work stuff. But I'm always a big fan of rushing something on a gun round just to put it in your opponent's mind that you're crazy. Like, you're willing to do this, you're willing to throw your strategies out of the book and just rush into the bomb site. And Woosah really hasn't done that yet on the gun rounds, but it's a bit late to start. But if nothing's working, maybe try it. But Tempo have got 4 rounds in a row. Let's see here. Looking at what these teams are saying, and yeah, it looks like we do have a bit of an issue, but we are getting a sub in, and here he is. So it's going to be
beautiful.
Ryu for Tempo Gaming, right on time. And now we're going to have nothing but buy rounds from here on out, unless Woosah can end Tempo's reign on the CT side. Then it's going to be, nothing but buy rounds. Probably not going to see any AWPs for the rest of the match, assuming Tempo wins out. But we'll see. And curiously, the point we ended on when the match was still live, the double op setup without it in Kusta's hand. Of course, Kusta's disconnected, but it wasn't in his hands beforehand. But here we go. Match is live. Woosah running out of chances here.
Yeah, exactly. And luckily for the Tempo side, Ryu was playing with them last time. And did I hear you say Ryu? Is that how you said it? That's how you... Ryu like Street Fighter? Come on, Laser. Come on. For once.
Hey, there's an American pronunciation and there's a Japanese pronunciation. I was raised in the American Street Fighter culture, man.
Okay,
Leave me alone.
What was that actually how they pronounced it?
That's
Ryu?
I mean, yeah, man. That's how it was pronounced.
Okay, I didn't actually know that was the truth. Interesting. Cool. Today I learned. Well, anyhow, we've got round 23.
There's also a Japanese pronunciation, which is something that is not in our the English phonetics.
Yeah, just
so
probably
good luck
wouldn't work
pronouncing that
out.
one. But it was Ryu.
There we go. Cool. Yeah. Well, again, today I learned. Maybe I'll try and figure out how to say the other way of saying it. Just to
Right. You be the one commentator
myself. Sure.
saying it right.
Might as well. But it looks like 2 frags early on for Tempo, as Quicksilver is going to find himself an AWP frag. Uber already opening up as well, and it looks like it's going to be an A-side take here as 2 of the terrorists just hanging out inside of A main. They've got one player in Ruin. He's in mid, but he's down to 10 HP. And he's pretty much out in the open here. Looks like he's going to fall off a mid, maybe group up. But he's going to be really late to this execute as Wynn's going to open up, but Quicksilver lands the second of the round. He's going to try and find the third here, but Sly not going to let him have it. Jumps through the smoke, catches him by surprise, and Ryu coming into the site wants to try and postpone or just cancel his bomb plant completely, but Ruin with 10 HP gets the frag and now creates a 2-on-2. Zed enough low enough that this is actually looking pretty close, and with the post-plant setup, this is actually advantage to the T's.
Yeah, even though Ryu has 10 HP, I'd still favor the T's in this situation. Tempo coming up. CNF is looking for Ryu, but Ryu's in the smoke. So just sitting inside of it. Or actually, that's SLI. I don't know what I'm talking about. Down to a 1 versus 1, though. Uber from inside A main coming up onto the site. SLI taken down by Tempo. And does he have a kit? Yes, he does. So he's going to get this just in time. And Woosah really wanted that round. They got the bomb down, however. So going to supplement their buy just a bit more. Tempo Gaming losing everybody but 1. And still looking pretty on their economy. But Woosah there going with a nice little ace, but it looked pretty good for them after they evened it up. But Tempo Gaming able to finish it off in the end, continuing that spree. 5 in a row, and now only 2 separate them from moving on to Dust 2. And Dust 2 is not a bad map for Tempo either. Despite it being Woosah's pick, it's still I wouldn't say Tempo's entirely unfavorable on it, despite how much Woosah may favor it. But yeah, moving into this one, everybody from Woosah over towards A. It doesn't look like they have any intentions of falling back. And the split is going to be happening right now.
Here we go. ZNF and Anomaly. Going to be playing on the bomb site. And here come the terrorists coming through the smoke. And the Incendiary actually drops Anomaly fairly low. Luckily, ZNF found a position he can plant his feet and fire. Gets 2 of his own, and then Anomaly follows up. So handily holding this execute, but we'll have to give up a little bit of control. But Ryu comes in and takes down Dan, so it's up to Sly here in a 1v4. Anomaly the lowest player in A main, but it's Quicksilver to end the round. AWP, and now Tempo on to 15. 1 round away from closing things out on their map choice, and then, like you had suggested, Dust 2 in Woosah's. And I'm always a fan of seeing me some Dust 2. Although I can never predict what the heck is gonna happen. It's always against what I ever think is gonna happen. It's still pretty fun. I enjoy it. So we'll see. And then Train would be our third if Woosah takes their map choice.
All right, I'll suffer through some Dust 2 to see some Train. But interesting note, I'm reading our chat here, and I guess Ryu just landed about an hour ago, so no jet lag for that guy. And now Tempo about to shut it down. 1 round separates them from victory on map number 1. Their map choice. Woosah now switching it up a bit, going for mid control. Tempo, ZNF, he was the only player at mid, and I don't think he expected that many people to be there for Woosah, but collecting themselves are the Tempo side, just playing the sites dedicated, not really leaving them, with the exception of ZNF. So his fate inside of them, stay inside the bomb site, but over towards B, they get this only player there, that's Uber. So now 3-on-3, and just like that, a nice little rotation gives Woosah a solid chance to stay in the match.
Yeah, exactly. They only had that single player on the side of the site, and he actually did a decent job at trying to fend them off, but inevitably they get control, and this now retake scenario. Ryu up in heaven. Quicksilver coming from CT spawn, and Anomaly on the flank. They're all at full HP, and that Molotov doing good work. Moves check out of position, but Sly follows up with a frag. It's now Dan in a 1v2 playing from checkered, and he's going to get dropped as well. So that's going to be at 16-9. Tempo able to close out their map choice. And again, guys, we're going to be moving to Dust 2. So stay with us as we've got a quick commercial break. But we'll see if Woosah can take things back on their map choice or if it's going to be a 2-0 night for Tempo. So don't go too far. We'll be back in just a few.
Is that 3? Is that 4? Are you kidding me? With this
Oh my god, takes down 5 right away. What just happened?
Oh my god, that's a 1 versus 4. Players unscathed that last round, or not unscathed, but not dead, and that's all that matters. At the end of the round, on Nitro, already got one. There's another one, taking out Jason R. The fact that he rotated his position, giving Synergy the thought that they'd be safe, and oh my, Nitro might be looking at the ace right now. He takes another one at long, hits him on the cross. Nitro, is this man about to be the main opera of Liquid? He might be establishing himself.
Wow.
And it's with the ace. Adren, look out. Nitro is here to play.
T-side round number 1 as they are going to be approaching the mid, and Jason R goes down, side off follows, and that is a beautiful way to start things off. They just push multiple players, 3 in total of the T's going into mid, and now they do have on the flank though. Davey has not been spotted. He's coming up behind all of them, and oh, he needs to make this work. He gets the first frag, he gets the second one. Can he clean up any further? He's now at a 1v3, and he is going to try and dance around with mainline here in the site, but mainline's a random jumping shot.
This bomb down, they're waiting a bit too long, being very cautious in their approach. Of course, they don't know what he can see, but that the timing that they can get the bomb down free. Oh my lord, what a shot! Fox falls, just uterus. Only 17 HP remains. He peeks at the perfect time. Oh no! The bomber, he spams right on him. Everybody's so low right now. Everybody under 30. Oh my!
He hit him with the nade.
What?
He hit him with the nade and killed him.
It didn't even show up on my screen. It's the uterus who ends up doing it. This is unbelievable.
Gamble indeed, and when you are this down and you're playing a play like this, is perfect. And there you have the crossfire at mid, picks up 2. Glaive and Muff trade right here back before Glaive does, yes. And Glaive, he's gonna need this frag at the plant site, or at the bomb zone, pardon me. The Terrorist at least escaping with the bomb plant. It's 2v1 Glaive. This is doable. He's gonna smoke through and watch for this push. That's Lincoln. Can he get Lincoln? No! They exchange fire down to 16 HP. It's Glaive, and Pit is just gonna take a grenade, of which the CTs have neither. Now pushing in on Glaive. He picks up 1. It's all up to Zitu with the pistol. Can he find the frag? No! Glaive with a huge clutch.
Especially Mirage, as Nitro is smoked off, but actually has an edge that he can peek through, and that's how he's going to get that frag onto Else. Opens up mid. CTs have been pretty darn good at this.
Yeah, their retakes have been so good, but this is a triangle of doom here set up from SKDC. They got Relic over towards jungle, and oh, Doomor just turning at the last possible second, doesn't peek. Ocean gets 1. Nitro finally there with the off to respond. Oh my gosh, Nitro with a nice shot. It's a 1 versus 1. Ocean behind the box here. He's got the pistol in hand, and he gets the kill. How did he pull this off?
He just
Hector actually
aced.
has the time for the defuse. An ace in the final round. 16 to 12 is your score. Mostly harmless. Upsetting SKDC.
Pull me close and you say you'll never run away. Think that love is a game, but now we've gone insane. What we have is no one spent a lifetime searching for. Just with you I feel amazing, never felt before. Why would I be so ashamed from what we're fighting for? I'm standing right at the gates, walking your stairway to heaven. Baby, I'm in love, and I can't get enough. I'm yours truly, 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 baby, truly. Baby, I'm in love. Can you feel alright? I'm yours truly, 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 baby, time that you don't own. You leave me waiting all alone. Breaking words you said in fear. Promises that felt like tears. And when I'm waiting all alone, I need you to take me home. Promises like broken bones. I've been holding on to you. And when I'm waiting all alone, I need you to take me home. Promises like broken bones. I've been holding on to you.
Welcome back, everybody. Map number 2 about to go live here. Dust 2 as Woosah and Tempo Gaming. They're not done their fight yet. We're going to see who moves on to winner bracket final. And the winner will be, again, moving into that position. And they'll face off against the winner of Phoenix Fire versus, or I guess they're just called Phoenix now. I'm not 100% sure if the Fire's still there. But nonetheless, they'll be facing off against Lunatic. I'm sure the Fire's still there. But
It burns
here we go.
eternal.
Tempo coming up long right now. Only player to contest is going to be Ruin, and he's playing an elevator. Gets latered as Ryu drives by. And here we go. They're going to get this bomb set on the A-bomb site. Dan goes down as well. Quinn holding on catwalk, expecting some more T's to show up. But Anomaly playing top mid. He loses his head. So we got a 4v3 here on the retake.
Yep, coming from catwalk, only one from the CT. No long prong to attack from. So Woosah got to take this cat with authority quickly. But Tempo Gaming are not letting go of it. And Uber with a nice pistol round again. This is the second T-side pistol round that Uber has came up big for Tempo. Pretty much won it single-handedly on Cash with a 4K. So now another good start on the terror side for Tempo. Let's see how heavy their equipment is. Got AK, Scout, Galil. Nobody buying SMGs besides ZNF here. And Ryu. Gonna just be AFK, so we do have 2 MAC-10s on the board for the Woosah side. Boosting up Catwalk quickly. How much did they buy? Woosah did not force buy on the CT side. This is a change that I'd like to see from these CT sides that do lose the first pistol round. Pushing into tunnels. Fly here.
Damn. Just got hit in the face with a nade. That just blew his brain straight out. Sorry, I just had to call that out as,
It was
man, playing at car, he just sees a glimpse of it coming over the ledge and just, or the wall rather, not a fun time.
Oh man, I wish I saw it. It's always so funny watching those nades happen to players because every player has the same reaction, is to just kind of hide but realize that they're doomed.
You crouch a little bit, but you're like, that's not gonna work.
Right? Your brain's just like, put a mild amount of effort out there. But yeah,
Sad
Tempo,
times.
they do lose a couple players and actually an AK, so not bad damage done by Woosah, and they still have a chance to do a bit more. So Tempo can't recover these rifles. It'd be minor damage. They do get a Scout and 2 rifles out of the deal, so not bad from both teams. And now Tempo with another anti-eco, and Woosah, they're going to save out here until a gun round, and I just love to see that. We don't see that much here anymore.
Yeah, exactly, and I like that they at least throw, the thing you can do with this is you can throw a couple nades in there. It's not a big deal to invest in a nade here and there, and especially if they're going to nade stack long or something to that effect.
Especially if you're rifling too.
Yeah, might as well, right? So they actually do, I think that they naded inside along the house. Unfortunately, they didn't get anything done. It actually looks like they may have whiffed the nade. I'm not 100% sure, but nonetheless, Ruin still got a nade to work on, but they stacked the B-bomb site, and there's no T's around, so they're going to find out the hard way as Quinn goes down. They're going to be taking up middle here, and Sly is going to find out Uber is where did Uber actually take him down from? It was actually from mid, so I think that was actually through the smoke possibly. Anyhow, he went down, and now it's only going to
Yeah,
be
the
checking
guy
Ruin.
didn't sound happy there. Whoever got taken down. I don't know if you got your audio enabled there, but yeah, that guy was not happy the way he got killed.
Yeah, he got random through that smoke, so not a happy camper, and Tempo get through that round flawlessly. Again, we say it time and time again, if you can get through those anti-ecos without losing a player, it really does have an effect in those later rounds, and it's something that, especially in like matchmaking and stuff like that, you would never even think of that. You're like, man, we won the round, yes, but at this level, any little tiny advantage, monetarily or anything, you want to play for it. So obviously, those minor frags are big.
One flashbang can win you the round. So it's just little things, little factors that can play so huge later on. But let's get going here at long. Tempo trying to come out. They do trade 1-for-1, but now Woosah critically only has 2 players in the pit. That's they're going to be stuck in here at long. So now it's going to be up to the remainder of Woosah to take up the catwalk. It's all going to come down to how well Tempo can contain long and how well Woosah can contain long, because they only have one entrance to the bomb site currently, and that is long A. But Tempo has a really good little tight setup over long because they can flank them at any time from Anomaly. They still got players holding from the site, and there's no contest anywhere else. Woosah didn't even try to take catwalk, and that's what you need to do on these situations. Because if you don't, I mean, everybody from Tempo's going to be alive, and all they have to control is the long push. And I don't like that retake try or attempt from Woosah at all.
Yeah, and they actually get through that round only finding a single frag. So again, Tempo able to continue to grow their monetary advantage, and you can see, again, CT's having to eco here. So if they can once again get through this with minimal losses, they're really hitting territory where you never want to see a T side hit this kind of economy 5 rounds in. They're just going to have a lot to work with, and yeah, you're going to have to fight really hard to put them back on the eco, and it results in, especially if it's close in terms of the team skill and such, it makes it a very big challenge. So Woosah need to try everything in the book here to attempt to take some players down. Uber comes out long, takes down Ruin as he's just playing that cheeky spot on the other side of the door, but Tempo's they're going to show experience here. They check all the corners, and they're going to be running up long towards this A bomb site. Sly might get caught out inside a CT spawn, indeed he does. But Dan finds one on top of the site. It's one for them. They need a couple more.
Yeah, that's why it's called economical round. It's not just because you're economically saving. It's because your primary objective is to hurt your opponent's economy. Do some damage. Your chances of winning the round are really slim, being outgunned and all. But Woosah doing a really good job. They're really low. They do have the advantage now. Dan hanging out for dear life in the bomb site. Thankfully, he has teammates on the catwalk. Oh, the 1D from Win. And only Quicksilver with the AWP. This is not the optimal weapon for this situation. And he's got a lot of CTs up and not a lot of time to do it. 15 seconds remains, and he's thinking about saving. I mean, this is North American Counter-Strike. This is a clutch you go for here. But he wants to go for it. It whips out the Tech 9, looks at the time, and says, all right, you guys got this one. So Tempo going to put their first one up, and Woosah boost to their economy, taking this round, despite it being an eco round, and bringing 3Ks into the next. Suddenly, their economy is looking awesome. Only if they can win this round here.
Exactly. This round still a lot on the line for them. 4 rounds to Tempo's favor, but finally they're stopped as a nice eco round comes out from that CT side. Win hitting some heads with that Deagle. As now we've still got that AWP on Uber. Ooh, Ryu's actually gonna get drop down to 26 as he jumps down into that suicide alley. There's a reason why they call it that, and that's exactly why, as you don't have op coverage, and he even had an op in Uber, I believe, standing behind him, but Ruin hit that shot, and now they're at a minor disadvantage. Taking mid-control, though. They've got Anomaly posted up at Long A house. But they don't have anybody inside of tunnels, and Ruin's going to find Ryu. Finish off that frag. He lagged him earlier. Finds the rest of it there, and now an Incendiary comes out on catwalk. It's going to stop a bit of a play up here for the meantime. Ruin hitting shots right now. Second frag in mid. And TMP, Tempo cannot afford to just give up frags like this, and that's actually their op just lying in mid now. So 3 AKs left. They've got a lot of work to do here with 4 or 5 seconds left.
And I can't highlight enough how big these Rune plays are. He's finding little holes in the defense that Tempo has set up to go for trades, especially. Ooh, cheeky little boost over mid. You don't see that very much or very often anymore. And they almost take out Rune. They hit him through a wall, though. So he does get dinked, bullet in his head, but not in his brains, and that's all that matters. But Rune, he took the guy out when he jumped up through the smoke. He thought he was covered enough through the smoke to make an attempt to push on Catwalk, and they still had an opper set up to go for the trade for the T side, but Ruin found the angle to where he was safe to trades, rotated his position to the CT side, and then posted for any sort of refrag attempt by their opper, and sure enough, Tempo's opper decides to peek, and Ruin is just posted up in a really slim angle, and gets 2 kills early. And on Dust 2 specifically, the pick and roll strategy is heavily dictated on getting trades. You have to trade these frags, like when you're coming up Catwalk, maybe falling back to middle, you got to trade. And the op of Ruin there was played extremely well, and hats off to him.
Exactly. We'll see if he can continue that success. Peeking up mid once again here, but no one's going to be challenging, as they've had enough of that, at least for now, and they don't have an AWP in their hands, so not going to take that duel. We've got 2 players in upper dark, one heading into lower, one just holding an angle for an aggressive CT. It doesn't look like they're interested. Woosah playing 2 posted up on long. They've got Dan inside of the pit, Win helping them out on a crossfire. And obviously, again, we've just got Rune in mid. They haven't smoked him off or anything. Ryu is close to the doors, though, and this could be a flash play if I've ever seen one. That's exactly going to be the case, and he catches out Rune, but only puts a little bit of damage onto his feet. I like the play nonetheless, though, even though it's not as successful as they would hope for. Anomaly, though, lands onto Dan and opens up. I believe that was long A. So now only Win here, and he is going to peek the corner, take him down, but at the same time, they're looking to take Catwalk. Quicksilver peeking his head out, but the bomb's still down in mid. 45 seconds to get some work done. Check posted up on the doors, and he can hear plenty of players running around.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of information here. And I'm not sure if it'll fake out Woosah based upon the calls that he's heard, because he's heard nothing but Catwalk. But Tempo is going to be coming up. Back to Catwalk, but Woosah thing is heading over to B, and now Rune's out of position with his AWP. He's got to try to hold him to CT spawn. Oh, goes down to ZNF. That's so huge. But only one Woosah member up here inside the site. That's Win. He does have a favorable smoke to work with, and gets another one. Nutty Win going nuts here inside the site. The ZNF finally responds. 2-on-2 check in the site. Only one Tempo member remains, ZNF, and he's down below. He's trying to take the 1 versus 1 before the other member gets there. Whips out his knife, whips out his gun. I don't know why he whipped out his knife before his pistol, but that's what he did, and he lost the round. Goofy stuff in the end by ZNF, but even the best of us panic in some of these situations. Man, maybe thinking it's COD, throwing out the knife. Probably been looking at too much television.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on there. I'm curious as to, I know a lot of players will rebind, like Q, for example. Are you one of those players, or do you use Q? Like to switch to your previous weapon?
My stuff will make you sick. It's weird.
It's pretty, yeah, I guess you've been playing for a little while here. Like the weirdest setup I've heard of is people from like 1.3 playing still with the arrow keys, right click to run forward and stuff like that. There's definitely some odd setups out
no,
there.
That's weird to me.
For sure.
That's a different language.
No, for certain. And, anyhow, but I'm curious if that was maybe use Q. I personally don't use that either. I'd rather have the knowledge that if I'm clicking 1, 2, or 3, I'm always getting what I'm getting. Whereas Q, if you don't remember what you were just last on, you can have issues like that. So I don't know if that's exactly what could have happened.
Quick switch style.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people that like to opt that way. For example, you quick switch using Q to throw you back to your knife or something like that. But anyhow, just theorizing. Looks like Tempo looking for a long play, as Dan's going to be posted up at Blue Bin. First time I think he's played here, but it looks like Quicksilver's wise to it. Finds his feet, but Dan finds the better end of 2. And Ruin peeks the corner and finds 2 himself. So now Anomaly left in a 1v4. He's going to find a head as he pushes mid. But a 1v3, he's got 40 seconds, only a deagle in hand. Huge round as Woosah just stuffs that long play.
And Ruin finishes him off for the 3rd. That was excellent teamwork. Dan, he shouldn't have survived early on, but he did. He peeks out, controls the spray so well, and just locks on to 2 domes of Tempo Gaming. Ruin then comes around at the perfect time to assist his teammate, and then Tempo Gaming fall to the Woosah hold at long. And credits to Tempo. First time Dan playing at that blue bin. So good check by Tempo, but if you don't get that kill early, then you can't divert your attention to the other angle of Long, where the op came in from Ruin, and Ruin having some more success with his AWP. And for Woosah, I didn't think Ruin was the opper, but it could be. I've seen a couple people opt for Woosah now, but on the eco round is Tempo, and Woosah having no problem controlling the Tempo side. They do still have a scout up for Tempo, so look for some kills. Anybody peeking, over peeking for Woosah, put a little economical damage in, because taking a look over at their money, only one member is not looking too shabby. And what's happening here for the rest of Tempo? Just Ryu up, yeah. Let's see what he can do. And I'm taking a look at what's been happening here for the score count. Woosah just going they matched 4 rounds in a row, and then now Woosah on the brink of taking the 5th, but looks like we have a disconnect here for Tempo. Who's that?
Yeah, that's not fun. Quicksilver is out of here, which that's not fun. He's actually the regular 6 for the team, as Kusta left us previous, but we were able to get Ryu in, as he's a regular member, but Uber finds a head, takes down Ruin. That's not a bad frag at all. And he's going to find his way up the catwalk. Had it op in his hand. But yeah, not able to make use of it. Quinn with a massive 4K there, shutting things down. And it looks like Kusta's going to be jumping back into the server. So Quicksilver will take his exit, and we'll bring Kusta back in. And I don't know about you, but I'm happy to see Kusta back. Not that, not anything against Quicksilver, but I'm just a fan of Kusta and his AWP when they give it to him anyhow. Again, we saw in that last map, I believe he was rocking it on the T side, but not much of a CT op, at least in the position he plays on CT and Cash. So we'll see if they get him with that. Is that enough? Does have enough to drop one. But it looks like for the meantime, he will hold on to an AK-47, still in pause time here. And we'll take this opportunity to once again let you guys know that we've got a giveaway going on, follower giveaways. 1,500 followers, and we'll be giving away USPS Orion, a minimal wear one. So if you guys want to jump on over to our channel, azubu.tv/GoRGNTV. Again, we're about just under 300 followers away. So again, we got just over 2,000 people watching. If you guys want to jump on over and do that, we'd be one step closer, and we do really appreciate the support. But round is now live. We can see once again they're going to have Anomaly posted up outside Long A here, and actually he's going to Molotov towards Blue Bin and find his way into the smoke. So Anomaly, he's the type of player that finds tricky angles, and yeah, he's going to take down Dan. Dan probably furious about that. Is now taking up the catwalk, and Anomaly finds Win, single-handedly taking Long control. That's massive for Tempo.
And in the meantime, the rest of Tempo have already came up the catwalk. Woosah made a big mistake by not trying to take the catwalk last time Tempo went for this sort of setup. Now they are going to go for it. Coming up the cat, but only from the cat, so only one prong. And that is not enough. You really want somebody flanking, but Check starts it off with a great shot onto the head of ZNF. Now coming up, they do have a lot of trade potential since they're all rushing into catwalk alone, but now Tempo with the crossfire. Doesn't matter, though. Tempo coming in. Only one member up for Woosah, and Uber gonna finish off that round. He is gonna explode, but not too bad for Tempo at all. Ooh, doesn't even die. So good stuff from Tempo, surviving that, brings some guns into the next, and they need that real bad because their economy is, even though they won that last one, their economy is still not set, and now this is a big round for them. They could potentially break round or break the money of Woosah, but I think that last round was just more of an individual effort than the strategy that was employed by Tempo. But hey, we're on Dust 2, and that's what you need.
Exactly, some individual plays, and oh, thank goodness, we finally see someone utilizing a smoke grenade from CT spawn on CT ramp, just smoked all the way to Long A house. And that was a cool one, as they removed the skyboxes on this map a couple weeks ago, and I've yet to actually cast a match where I've seen them huck some nades over top of that. So again,
right?
you can
I've
do
heard
that
you
from
mention that
CT
for a while.
ramp.
I bet you're just giddy.
I'm very excited. Apparently, there was some changes on Mirage at the exact same time, and we missed some. Scrunk was actually mad that I missed some in their My KPV match earlier today. So I'll share those with you after, as he showed me a couple links that we'll keep a little private for now. But Uber gonna open up the catwalk here. Dan dropped And we'll see if they're going to continue up the catwalk or just use that pick to maybe flood out mid to B, something to that effect. And looks like that could be the call as Ryu slowly moving there. And they actually both double. They say smoke middle, and they both line up at Xbox to smoke it, but eventually it's just ZNF. And he's taking out alone, as he does have the player on catwalk. Anomaly will follow behind him. It's going to be a 2-on-2 split. Eagle will open up this bomb site.
Yep, coming in. Last guy goes down. Salai, he just had to deal with one more coming from the tunnels, but couldn't get it done. And now Woosah at the disadvantage when they come in with the retake. Smoke still up on the side of Tempo, so they're going to have the double door smoke for the time being. And that's a smoke you really need to wait out. So they smoke the double doors and Molotov off the window. So it's pick your poison. You want to run through a smoke or do you want to burn to death? I'm going to choose neither if I got a choice. So Woosah backs off, gives Tempo the round, and they are going to bring 2 into the next. They are still at force potential. Taking a look at the money, Dan and Czech can buy up a rifle, a couple nades, and win. Should have enough to drop a teammate, so just barely enough to force here if you're Woosah, and Tempo Gaming on the verge of sending Woosah into another save. Haven't done it for a while, even though Woosah did something I love and hold dear, saving after losing the pistol round. But one round separates them from another save, and Tempo here. Let's check the weaponry. Yeah. Does Ryu have a gun? I'm sure he does, but maybe he doesn't. Where is his weapon? It's back in spawn. I don't know. Yeah, Ryu's going without any weapon at all. Only a Glock, and that's very interesting. The Glock is the worst weapon in the worst pistol in the game, and weapon as far as I'm concerned. And they have a little bit of money, so why not buy him something? Perhaps miscommunication. This is a big round for Tempo. Already down a player in Woosah. Could break their economy right back.
Yeah, interesting stuff as, again, they lose ZNF early. And they're going to rotate the bomb back through T-spawn. Kusta pushed up in mid. And initially, they had a lot of tunnels control, but now opting to fall off, and looks like long A is going to be the point of impact. Dan playing very close on the right side, but again, they're going to fall off. They're going to make some noise there, and that's not going to be the target, so back into mid they go. 45 seconds left to figure out what the plan is, and I imagine it's going to be mid to B, as they wouldn't keep Anomaly. As much as he does some crazy plays, there's a reason he's still in upper dark, and it's because they're going to be splitting into this B bomb site. So here comes that CT smoke. Take a look from the CT side. Ruin and his counterpart Quinn. They're going to try and spam through the smoke here. Check. Playing out on that scaffolding, finds one. Sly pushes up into upper dark. He swaps position with the tease, but eventually loses the duel through the smoke. It's going to be a 2v3. They're getting the bomb set here, but already rotated over. This should be a doable retake from the CTs, but not if Tempo has anything to say about it.
Yeah, Ruin's gonna find a difficult pick. He's gotta get a little random through the window with his AWP, unapproachable from the doors. His teammate's already engaging. Dan coming from the tunnels. He goes down. Ruin is not engaging with his teammate, but he hits the shot. Ryu, the smoke or the Molotov dissipates, and then he thinks he's coming through the doors, but Ruin. It's like the fact that he didn't peek with his teammate, he was rewarded for it because the timing was such that Ryu thought he was coming through the doors. And yeah, unfortunate there, but now tied up 6-6. CTs with enough to buy just barely after winning that round. It's quite crazy how low they were. And Tempo, one last chance. Big swing round in effect here. It's basically deciding who is going to claim this hat. All tied up. And now Tempo, the early control of the catwalk. Woosah content with that. Just relinquishing it to the T's for the time being. Just holding long. As long as they can retain control of long, deal with anybody trying to come up there from Tempo. Cat is not that big of an issue as long as you rotate correctly and retake correctly. Alright, Tempo Gaming looking to split though. They're falling 2 members back. And I'm not sure if they're planning on taking into long before Catwalk initiates or what the exact game plan is here. It's one of the strengths of Dust 2. That pop flash was great.
That was fantastic team play. Ruin, he's going to be there to at least defend this a little further. But yeah, that was just some gorgeous team play coming out from Tempo. And they're going to be trying to take on to the A-bomb site here. They're going to smoke off in a way that there was a ramp player, it'd be difficult for them, but it's actually going to be Czech playing on CT ramp. He was taken down very early on to very minimal levels, but now Huynh finds 2. So he actually creates a really good opportunity for his team here. Coming up, again, Catwalk with Slide. They do not have a kit, though. And that's going to be the main thing to note, as there is one in CT spawn, but who knows if the comms were good enough to let them know that's where it fell. Ryu up from pit. Sly's just got to stick it here. But again, he does not have a kit. 5 seconds left, though, and he might be able to get this as Zedin after the whipping, and he gets it. Or rather, he gets the frag. He doesn't get the defuse. If he had a kit, that's a whole different story.
That is, I haven't seen a 10-second defuse in a long time, or at least a 10-second ninja. There is the other 10-second defuse where it's a bank on your opponent not betting you have a kit, or betting you have a kit, and then you would have got off of it. But neither here nor there. Haven't seen one in a long time. It was close. A couple seconds was the difference. And now Woosah have to save, and with that round, Tempo Gaming should take the half. Woosah is going to have to save this one, battle for the next one, but their economy is not going to be all that good. Woosah going with early cat aggression, but Tempo Gaming has the firing squad set up at middle. Going to be hard to battle with that. But 3 members up for the CTs, one of them thinking about pushing into the tunnels here. He's already got his way through into lower. And Tempo Gaming, they're just staying at the top of the middle. They're just statues at this point, turrets if you will, just posted up, waiting for any Woosah members to peek, and they have been. But SLI is not peeking from lower, and economical damage at this point is still important because Tempo does not have all that much money. They're going to go towards Czech, where he could line him up with a Deagle. There's the first one. Is this going to force him to fall back? No. They're going to be stubborn? Okay. I was going to say, if they're going to test his Deagle after him getting the Deagle headshot, that would have been some headstrong play. But instead, they're going to take the safe route and head to B and force Czech to make the unfavorable moves.
Yeah, exactly. Luckily for him, that terrorist that he deagled had an AK-47, so he'll collect that and move into CT spawn. Ryu, I think he must have heard him dropping down, though. So it looks like he's wise to the position. He's just going to be hanging out on the other side of these boxes in CT spawn, but it would be very nice for Woosah to carry this weapon into the next round, as they do not have much money coming their way in the form of lost bonus. So, this would mean that they can get maybe a buy-in for another player, but no, Czech. They, again, Ryu knew where he was at, and he actually got a 4K there. It wasn't an anti-eco, but still, we've seen him time and time again. Ecos do ridiculous amounts of damage in people converting, so I never undervalue the fact that you can get through one flawlessly like that. Ryu just playing some long-distance angles, waiting for their aggression, like you were saying, just statues in mid waiting for that, and they're able to get through the round, now 8-6. Looking for a 9-6 half. Woosah wanting to put it to 8-7 on their map choice here, and a lot's going to come down to what does the T side of Woosah look like. But, oh, these nades doing so much damage to these Catwalk players. Dan goes down, Huynh on 9 HP, still holding the angle. There's one more HP grenade that would do wonders, but obviously there's not, and they're still going to push up aggressively here. Huynh actually finds one. And Rune's going to find one as well and fall off. So it's a 3v3 Anomaly once again pushing up along. This is going to be a key engagement, and he actually goes down to 4 HP. So 2 lit CTs, 1 lit T, but 2 of them full HP, and it looks like they're going to the B-bomb site.
Tempo's just going to fall off here. They've done enough damage at mid. And now heading over towards the side of B. SLI was in position, but not quite. He didn't plant his feet, and as a result, Tempo are in control of this site. Anomaly still posted at mid, hits him with a one-tap, but it's not in the brain. Not too big of an end of the half, but nonetheless, Tempo 9-6 coming into the CT side. It does too, in my opinion, a little T-sided, 9-6, 8-7 T-sided scoreline. So not a bad half for either team. And this round so important for momentum here.
Got a question for you, Laser. I got a question for you.
Hit me with it.
If you're playing at a low sensitivity, would you want a big mouse pad?
Of course.
So I'm thinking you guys should probably check out Zowie's mouse pad, as honestly, they have one of the largest, biggest mouse pad that you can use with a low sensitivity on the market. And quite honestly, it's fantastic. It's got an anti-stick underneath it, so it doesn't move at all on the table. So I just wanted to ask you that question, but continue with your thought of just around there.
It doesn't need any extra stick for you nasty people out there.
Oh man.
Oh, okay. But jokes aside, what I wanted to know, what is Kusta gonna bust out the AWP? We haven't seen him use it on the CT side, and I'm not sure if I'm getting trolled in the chat or not, but it looks like he actually has a turtle that he has been waxing.
I want to see pictures of this. I have got to see pictures of his turtle. That I'm gonna request that to Tempo after this game. Glowstick, you're in chat right now. Pics, please. Love to see the turtle.
Right. If Tempo wants to keep their sponsorship, you make it a guarantee that we need updates on this turtle, because I don't know anybody who's had a pet one for quite some time now.
Yep. No, definitely. We need some info on that. So Glowstick, definitely. Hopefully, you can hook us up with that. You are permitted to link to said turtle in chat. Please do. And we're just waiting for these guys to ready up. We'll be moving on to the second half. And remember, guys, third map, Train. It's going to be the third map if Woosah is able to take their map choice. They're down 3 rounds right now, and I feel like Dust 2 is definitely one of the maps where the CT and T side, it depends more on the team than it does on the map, I feel, depending on what they're comfortable doing and such. So I feel like Woosah definitely could. They wouldn't pick this map if they weren't comfortable on both sides. So I expect that they're going to have a pretty good T side, but Tempo, even the team play that we saw on their T side makes me think that their CT side, we saw in Cash, for example, plenty of team coordination where they're kind of flashing each other into locations and that kind of thing. There's just a basic tell on how a team synchronizes and works together. And again, Tempo, pretty darn good at that on Cash. And I have a feeling that it's going to translate here a little bit in terms of they'll have some dual players kind of going up long, some aggression up catwalk and such, and we saw Woosah trying that on their CT half, and unfortunately it wasn't as effective as maybe they had hoped. But again, I think Tempo is the lineup that has an experience that they can come up with those kinds of plays.
Yeah, I agree entirely. And a player I'm particularly curious about on the CT side here is Anomaly, because we saw him on both sides of the squeaky door on Cash do some crazy aggressive plays, but they looked really well calculated. Like he was so used to doing them, the confidence exhibited in its play when he was doing all that was, I really loved watching it. So the positions here where that's possible on Dust 2, it's really, I guess the equivalent would be long A. It's a position where, you know, you always want to have players there on both teams, or on both sides, I should say. And it's the timing of the positions that make it so difficult to play. If I'm Anomaly, like I couldn't do that. If I was working the squeaky door on Cash like that, I would die. But he's done that so many times, and he's so cozy in that position that he just has the tells and the reads. Everything is in his mind, in that position. And I'm wondering if he's going to be able to do that here on Dust 2, because it gives the opposition a lot to worry about. Maybe he'll just play a boring half. I don't know. That's what I'm hoping for. Let's see what we got going on here on Pistol. Woosah firing down. Suicide trying to get any damage done early through the doors. But they have nobody going towards B, and look at this. Tempo Gaming. They are checking if Woosah has anybody here, and they're going to realize there's nobody here, and now Woosah is in trouble.
They certainly are, as Ryu's getting tested as well. He's not going to be able to find anything. Woosah running through the defense here. ZNF and Uber left to retake up catwalk. Yeah, they have a little bit of time as the bomb has not been set, but already their location is figured out. Uber, though, clotheslines check. They're going to be coming up closer to the site here, passing up cross elbow. Dan spots them both out, though. They've got 3 players primed up to shoot at this location, and yeah, just way too many players to be aiming at once. TMP not able to make it happen, and we've got an interesting map on our hands here now, as it is going to be another T-side pistol round. Both teams picking up that T-side pistol.
Yeah, and is Tempo going to buy? Oh, yes, they are. Now, this is risky because they have the advantage. they, more than Woosah, should be saving on their CT pistol because they have the advantage, but instead they're going to be fully buying for the most part. DNF, though, not buying anything. Wonder if that's going to transfer to an op. But Uber loses the scout duel at mid, going to be recycled. Is DNF going to take the fight? He is doing it. Wounds win a little bit. Ooh, hits him 2 times in a row through the wall. Down to just 6 HP. Nice prediction shots by ZNF there. But the rest of Tempo over towards the A site. 1 at long, 2 on catwalk. And Woosah look like they won't much to do with B just yet. Going to fight on cat is Tempo. Kusta decides he has enough of his teammate. He's got catwalk. Kills him, gets killed in return. That's the worst thing you can do when you get a team kill, is go down immediately afterwards. But just a wannabe op of ZNF. But he hits a great headshot though. Or through the wall, not a headshot. It's the second one, not a kill. I call it the wannabe op with that green skin. Come on.
Oh yeah, he definitely acts as if it is an AWP there. Only you're extremely mobile, so very mobile AWP fake there. As yeah, he took down 1, but Tempo not doing a heck of a lot of damage there on that force up. So here, just sticking with the default pistols. Not a surprise at all, as they still want a little bit of money coming into their first rifle round. So the aggression out long, that nade does a little bit of damage to Anomaly, but it's actually Kusta and ZNF. And he takes some damage here. ZNF in the boost spot at mid. They've got the NOA stack. Another nade rains in. ZNF hoping that there's not a third, as he's been taken down to a third of his life. Kusta, third of his life gone, as they're going to flash out. Here's the totem pole. And it's going to be Uber on top. Takes down 1. But, oh, actually, I think Uber was on cat, so that stack ineffective, but flank.
It's pretty funny how that how that totem pole worked out. Because ZNF got wounded so much more than the top of the totem pole with the nades. So him at the bottom of the NOA stack, he gets killed first, and his teammate can't shoot his gun because he's just falling through the air.
Falling through the, yeah, that's not fun at all. Your accuracy not too hot when you're in that position. So they get an AK at least on Kusta, and again, if he could save this, that would be preferable. Ryu, on the other hand, I would like to see him actually move out and try for something, but I think he expects them to come hunting for this weapon. I don't know if they're going to do it, though, as the T-side economy, as much as they want to take away that weapon, they're not quite at a point where they want to lose any weapons.
Yeah, and the way you'd approach this right now is by sending your 2 people out that don't have the AK, and that's exactly what we're seeing. But Rune has a scout. We might see some action here. Ryu, execution style. Ooh,
beautiful
good
play.
Control. Nicely done. Doesn't panic, takes the fights, wins pretty low, and he actually shot his gun from the CT, so Ryu might want to be on the prowl. He is going to bring a scout into the next round, but that's something you don't want this round. Unless you're going to try to contest that op mid and go for some sort of suicide frag, a scout is not a weapon you want on the gun round. Are they going to use it is the question here. Like to see them rifle up, but no, Uber comfortable with the scout. He's going to rock it. If he doesn't take the fight, he's going to play B with the scout. If the op of Ruin heads over to B, the scout is not a good weapon for this position. I'd even favor an AK in the duel over towards the B site, but doesn't look to be the case. But retaking with the scout as well. I'm going to be done with the scout in just a second. I'm sorry. But retaking with the scout is just as bad as holding this angle with it if an op peeks you. So we'll see if Tempo pays for retaining that weapon. Woosah looks to be splitting A shortly. Having the bomb down outside of long. Not showing it at all. Ruin still working. This op at middle. Smoke going to be dissipating fairly soon. And the Tempo Gaming setup, I don't like it at A. They're playing 1 long and 1 CT and 1 in the site. It's playing it really soft, and there's no trade potential. There's no setups for the CTs. They can't really flash for one another. And Woosah, if they take into A, I think they're gonna have a lot of success.
And they're going to be smoking into CT spawn here, and that's going to prompt Check to drop on towards A-Ramp. Oh, Ryu gets him through the smoke, though, and that's a huge pickup. He's going to have to deal with Win on the boost box, though. Can't get that done. Kusta trying to play around the smoke, though. Oh, he finds the bomb planter in Rune, but traded off by Win once again here. Anomaly finds his frag out long. Critical that he does, as another angle would have been available for attack, but it's going to be Win left in a 1v3. Found some nice shots and actually taking a bit of a duel here that he loses. Anomaly goes down. And again, didn't really need to take that, as the current position of the bomb basically had to push forward and kind of move himself into this crossfire position. So Anomaly, a little bit of a hyper-aggressive play, but wanted the frag. And it's actually Kusta here that, well, I guess he, I'm trying to think, he got subbed in. So he's had four frags on that Tempo side, but still I feel like it's a little bit quiet at this moment. And he is going to get dropped in AWP, so this is his big time to shine here, as they are going to be facing off against an ecoing T side. So a little bit of a questionable round to bring it out in, but at this point they're going to put it on him and hope that he can manage his way.
And I want to correct myself a bit there. I'm not sure if that was Tempo's setup to actually have the CT there ready for the drop down of Woosah, but if that drop down didn't come, then that setup was, going to be ineffective. But Woosah did drop that member down there, and Tempo Gaming had a great setup for it. So I thought it was a misplay, but in turn ends up being the best play for Tempo and taking this round without losing a single player. And coming into the later part of the half, this is great. Sure, Woosah got the bomb down, but everybody from Tempo survived. And what Woosah is trying to do now is rattle some rounds together and put Tempo on the save. So getting the bomb down, I would say, is not as important as taking some weapons away from Tempo there.
Yeah, so now Ruin versus Kusta. AWP versus AWP. Neither of them picking mid, though, as we see Ruin looking for a long A pick. No one around from the CT side. They're looking for a quick cat play, as it's going to be Kusta on the head of Ryu here. Fortunately, he whiffs that shot into lower dark. Cannot convert onto check, and it's going to be an early advantage missed. Early opportunity missed. Anomaly finds one out long, but gets traded off by Ruin. So now they have an AWP in the pit. You can see the way that they're playing A. It's not that threatening. ZNF takes down check as well, and it's a 4v3 here. And again, if the CTs can get through, saving quite a few of these weapons, it's a scary situation for Woosah. This is a round where they really need to damage the economy at the very least, if not just straight up win the round. But Kusta takes down the op in long, and that's a huge pick, huge duel for him to take. If he dies there, whole different story, but he wins the duel, and now they only have these two Ts to focus on, which are working mid to B.
Yeah, but it is a 2-on-2 in the site. Something a fight Woosah wants to take, but it's only traded, and Intimidation did not even take into the site, so Win's going to go down. And Tempo moving up 12-9. And taking a look at their economy, they're looking all right now. Woosah now have to save, and by the time Woosah is able to buy, Tempo is going to be up 13-9. And one gun round is going to separate them from that tie round. So Tempo Gaming very close to putting this match in the books. And Woosah trying to throw a little switch up. Ryu already for Tempo Gaming at mid, but Woosah trying to come into the B bomb site.
Oh my god.
The double nade, running through fire, running through lead. There is so many elements you must get through to enter the B bomb site there. Even a smoke. I mean, throw that in there for good measure.
Yeah, close your eyes, kids. That was a massacre. You do not want to watch that again. As
Lord have mercy.
whew, that was ruthless. Tempo shutting that train down, doing it with a brick wall. Now, Tempo, they've got all the momentum in their favor. You can see the T's once again buying up. They're going to have full loss bonus if they lose this round, but will be obviously just continuous force territory, and Tempo being on 14 rounds. I don't think they're going to be able to get an AWP on that T side if they, well, in the current state they're in, unless they win a round, then they might find that economy. But we're going to see ZNF challenge at mid, takes damage, but Anomaly takes down Dan. As Anomaly has been a standout player this entire series.
That's where I expected him to play, was long. I haven't seen him play this before, but the way he was playing Squeaky, long is the only really angle that works like Squeaky does. And if you have a player like that in your team that can continuously win those fights that on an angle where you know each other are going to be pushing on either side, that's so huge.
Exactly. No, it certainly is. And tricky player like that, certainly, like you were saying, one that you want to put on long A on this map specifically.
Yeah, I am certainly not that kind of player, and a few players are, and it's rare to have them on your team.
Yeah, so definitely fortunate for Tempo, and my understanding is it's him and Ryu that's calling. It's at least what Glowstick was saying there. I think they're transitioning into Ryu calling a little more, but Anomaly is exclusively calling in their last season. So interesting that he's able to sneakily put himself in good position as well. But looks like B, where they were trying to take the bomb, as we were chatting away about things, but they get stuffed once again here. Kusta, the only frag for them. You can see a couple dead bodies at mid double doors here. They were just getting stuffed before they could even make it towards into the site. So 14-9, Woosah on that map choice. They're in last chance territory here. They have a good amount of money, but only because of that loss bonus. And although I say good amount of money, it's not that good. I'm lying a little bit. As
Good enough to buy.
Exactly. They'll be able to at least get a buy-in, but not the preferable one.
Here comes Woosah out the long doors. Tempo Gaming need a big flash, so they do have a little window to attack from, but Ryu able to hang on to the long for the time being. Woosah do trade out, evening it out and lower though. So Woosah could fall back here. Little does Check know. He has a lot of control over to the side if he wants it, but not taking the fight together is Woosah. Rune goes down before Win is in the position to trade. Win was going back for the bomb, and his teammate was taking the fight. And it's that minor miscommunication that can decide whether you get the trade or whether you go down 2-3 for potentially the match. So Woosah coming out mid. Ooh, they do get the first one. That check onto DNF. And now it's the race to the bomb site. Tempo is going to give it to the Kusta. The control with that AWP was nuts. And Win. Not a lot of HP, a lot of damage to do.
Yeah, a lot of damage to do is a bit of an understatement, as he's got 2 full HP CTs. Both with kids, plenty of equipment. Oh, Win though, peeks out, takes down Ryu. Kusta now needs to force the issue. Win took no damage in that engagement either. So he's still at the 35 HP, but he's walking up closely. Kusta doesn't finish the peak though. And if he did, he might have been able to find the shot. Now, Win in territory. Oh, he tries to run back to hold the corner. The bomb was planted for him. Is he going to get it is the question. 1 second left. He doesn't get it. Wow, what a play. Win just playing it perfectly. And I thought that, rather Kusta had a split second to pull that off. But Woosah, they're able to fortunately get that and make this still interesting. The CT side has plenty of money to buy up once again here. So that's the downside, but it's eating away at their economy here.
Yeah, Woosah gotta put this one on the board as well. Otherwise, that should be game. Tempo will put them back on the save or force buy. So that'll be the tie round. So Woosah, another do or die round. They gotta string these all together if they want to make that W plausible here. So going for it looks to be a mid B split early. They got the bomb down outside of the B tunnels. They're not really taking mid together here. Worrisome, but there's the trade. Comes out. Or not the trade, they bring the additional member through the smoke. So now they could easily do this mid to B, get the smoke down. Only one player to beat in the B bomb site. That's Uber. He's could end the match right here if you just take down this member. He's looking through the smoke, trying to fight for positioning, but they are going to come through. Uber caught with his nade out.
Man.
He only gets one. He could have got more. 3-on-3. Tempo coming from the tunnels. And Win takes a very back position towards the spawn, and he's going to be able to get a good flank onto Anomaly, and that is not good for Tempo. 2-on-3 entering the site.
Yeah, they're going to have a... Oh, I think that's just a decoy coming in. Just hoping for them that they had a smoke or a flash or something to utilize, but it's going to be none of the above. And 40 HP and 74 respectively. They've got some equipment, and they're not looking to lose it. So they're heading back to CT spawn. Save to see another round. Not a bad idea, as their economy's starting to dwindle. They're still in a position where they can buy up, especially with 2 rifles coming into the next round. So they're just going to cut their losses, not worry about this one. And honestly, it's not a bad idea. They had 3 rifles up inside of the site. Quinn, they knew he was way back in tunnels, and Quinn played that pretty darn well, just waiting out the time in that last 1v2, never mind a 3v2. So they decide, again, bring those rifles into the next. You can see they've got plenty of money to equip all their players, but again, they're running out of chances here. Tempo, you need to close out this game if they want to close it in 2, but maybe there's just a part of them that want to see Train.
Right, just
I
let
doubt
it
it,
slide.
though.
let it slide. Right, the banter between the 2 teams early on, you know, joking around. Why didn't you ban Train? I thought you were going to ban Train. They banned all the other maps that aren't, you know, traditional that all the teams love to play. You have all those grouches on certain teams that hate the change, hate any of the new maps. You know, we want Dust 2, Inferno, all those ones. But we are on to Train if Woosah can take it over Tempo here. Tempo's economy has been so great. Haven't had to save just yet. This could be the round that changes that, however. So Woosah making some minor adjustments, and it's panning out for them here. So with the 2-on-2 setup now as Tempo, and the way they're playing long, they're not playing it together. They're just having Kusta posted up with the AWP at the ramp. And I don't like this kind of setup. You need to be playing both of your players together at A. Like either what or too long or too cat. I don't know if they're going to be able to make it work. If Woosah gets some good smokes up, some good nades, good flashes into the bomb site, Kusta shouldn't be able to get any kills. So it's going to be a 2-2 split. 2 coming up the catwalk, 2 coming... Oh, Kusta gets his head taken off immediately. But his counterpart at long only gets 1, then he's traded off. Suddenly Tempo Gaming are down 2-3 before the retake's occurring. Oh, but Dan gets taken down by DNF. He rushes into the site. Only able to get 1. So now Ryu left alone in a 1-on-2.
Yeah, and he spots check go towards long, so he knows where one of them are. And the other player on A ramp right now, holding that AWP is Ruin. So they've got a decent crossfire here, and the smoke dissipates. If Ruin takes this... Oh, I don't know why he took that duel. That was completely unnecessary. Actually creates a bit of a winnable situation. Check. It is planted for long. And he does not have a smoke for this. He drops an incendiary down. He's actually looking for the frag.
He gave him the op!
Wow. What a massive round from Ryu. And again, that all came down from Ruin peeking. He just simply did not do with the way they were playing that. He peeks, loses that op. Ryu uses it against them. And a huge round victory. Tempo. Ryu just outplayed them. Played them like a fiddle there. That was ridiculous.
And the T had no idea that Ryu had that AWP. It was such a slick move by Ryu because he didn't immediately peek with the AWP. He faked the defuse and then busted out the op. So for certain in the terrorist's mind, he's just going to stick the bomb. All I got to do is tap away. But no, his teammates op, Ruin. The fact that he took that fight, just like you were saying, probably just costed Woosah the match. Because the way that scenario should be played out is you have your pit player peeking up and down. You have your player on the ramp sitting back, just holding for the peak. Either way, it's going to be a trade. If the CT, or if the CT peeks out to long, he can be shot in the back either way. And the shot that you have to hit onto the pit player is really difficult as is. But Ruin peeking out, potentially giving the match to Tempo Gaming here. 50 seconds left in this round. Woosah on the ropes here. It could still potentially put Tempo on the save if they could just get out of this round. They don't have optimal equipment. Win with the AWP. Peeking into this site. I believe he's going to be contesting Kusta. Kusta lost his battle last time. Wins it this time. Oh, what a pun. What an accidental pun. I am sorry.
That was fantastic, guys. He does take that player down. ZNF follows up with 2. And this could be it here. Check. He's going to try and re-peek, it looks like, on catwalk flashes before. And they both whiffed their shots. Kusta from Goose. He's still peeking from that box at catwalk, but he's now the only player left alive. 5v1, and ZNF is going to do it. The hat-trick frag to finish the round and the match. 2-0. Tempo Gaming moving into the winner bracket, or rather the upper bracket final. So congratulations to them. Woosah